You have been brainwashed. Not by a secret organization, not by some hidden elite controlling the world. No, the truth is far more unsettling. You have been programmed by something much closer. Your parents, your teachers, your society, and most dangerously, your own mind. But here's the question. Are you really you? Or just a collection of borrowed thoughts, conditioned responses, and societal expectations? Think about it. The way you speak, the way you dress, the ambitions you chase, did you truly choose them? Or were they chosen for you before you were even old enough to question them? From the moment you were born, you have been absorbing, mimicking, conforming. Every compliment, every punishment, every unspoken rule shaped you into what the world expected. And over time, you forgot who you were before the world told you who to be. But here's the good news, there's a way out. By the end of this video, you will know how to shatter the illusion of who you think you are. You will uncover the real you, the version of yourself that has been buried under layers of conditioning. The question is, are you ready to wake up? Jim had everything: respect, wealth, a loving family, the kind of life people envy, a high-paying job, a beautiful home, a social circle full of admiration. He had followed the script of success perfectly, but inside, something felt off. Every morning, as he adjusted his tie in the mirror, a quiet voice whispered, "This is not you." He silenced it. After all, what did it even mean? Of course, this was him. He had built this life with his own choices, had not he? But that voice never truly went away. It followed him like a shadow, whispering at odd moments, during small talk at work, during dinner with his family, even in the quiet moments before bed. Then, one day, the illusion shattered. It happened in the middle of a board meeting. Jim sat at the long glass table, nodding along as his colleagues spoke. His boss made a joke, and everyone laughed, including Jim. But as he chuckled, something inside him cracked. Why was he laughing? Did he even find the joke funny? The realization hit like a lightning bolt. He was not laughing because he wanted to. He was laughing because it was expected of him. In that instant, the truth became painfully clear. He had spent years performing, playing a role so well that even he had started to believe it. He excused himself, rushed to the bathroom, and stared at his reflection. His own face felt unfamiliar, like he was looking at a stranger, a man who had spent decades being what others wanted him to be. And that's when the panic set in. Because if he was not the person he had been acting as, then who was he? Carl Jung called this the persona, the mask we wear to fit in. It's the version of ourselves that we construct piece by piece to be accepted by society. As children, we learn which behaviors bring approval and which bring rejection. We mold ourselves accordingly. Speak too loudly, be quiet, express too much emotion, calm down, have an unpopular opinion, just go with the flow. So, we adapt. We become what's expected of us. We learn to smile when we don't feel like it. We learn to agree when we actually disagree. We learn to hide parts of ourselves because showing them might mean rejection. And as we grow, we get rewarded for it. The persona helps us survive. It helps us get jobs, make friends, avoid conflict. Society loves people who fit the mold, but at what cost? The cost is authenticity. The cost is the slow erosion of the real you. How many times have you laughed at jokes you did not find funny? How many times have you held back your real thoughts just to avoid making waves? How many times have you played a role instead of showing up as yourself? It's easy to brush it off as harmless. But here's the truth. The longer you wear the mask, the more you forget who you are beneath it. Until one day, just like Jim, you wake up realizing you have been living someone else's life. There's someone else inside you, someone you refuse to acknowledge, someone who lurks beneath the surface of your consciousness, influencing your actions in ways you don't even realize. Carl Jung called it the shadow, the hidden part of your psyche. It holds the emotions, desires, and traits you have been taught to suppress. And the more you push it away, the more power it has over you. But here's the disturbing part. You don't even realize it's there. Think about the last time someone insulted you. Maybe they called you lazy, or selfish, or weak. You instantly reacted. Anger, defensiveness, maybe even denial. But why? If it was not true, why did it bother you so much? Because deep down, some part of you fears it might be true. That's the shadow at work. It stores everything you don't want to admit about yourself. The fears, the flaws, the desires you have buried so deep, you have convinced yourself they don't exist. And yet, they do exist. And they influence you every single day. Ever noticed how certain people irritate you for no logical reason? Maybe you despise arrogance, yet you find yourself drawn to confident people. Maybe you can't stand attention seekers, but a part of you wishes you had the courage to stand out. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The traits you hate in others, they are a reflection of your own shadow. They are parts of yourself you have rejected. Qualities you were once told were wrong or unacceptable. Maybe as a child, you were punished for being too assertive, so you buried that part of yourself. Now, when you see someone else being bold, it triggers you. Maybe you were taught that showing vulnerability makes you weak, so you suppress your emotions. Now, when you see someone openly express their feelings, you mock them. It's not that you actually hate those traits in others. You hate that you are not allowed to express them yourself. This is why suppressing the shadow is dangerous, because the more you ignore it, the more control it has over you. It shows up in passive aggressiveness, in sudden bursts of rage, in self-sabotage, in unexplained fears and insecurities. You can try to bury it. Pretend it's not there. Wear your persona and act like everything is fine. But the shadow never disappears. It just waits. Until one day when you least expect it, it comes out. And when it does not ask for permission. Most people spend their lives at war with themselves, though they don't even realize it. On the surface, they play their roles, being kind, responsible, and agreeable. They suppress their anger, their desires, their instincts. They do everything in their power to be seen as good. But deep inside, there's another force at work. It whispers thoughts they'd never dare speak aloud. It fuels urges they pretend they don't have. It makes them react in ways they can't explain. This is the war between the persona and the shadow. The persona, the mask we wear to fit in, tells you to be polite when you want to be blunt. It tells you to be selfless when you crave recognition. It tells you to smile when you want to scream. But the shadow does not disappear just because you ignore it. It festers in the background, waiting for an opening. Maybe you have felt it before. That moment when you snap over something small, when you lash out and don't know why. When you say something cruel, then immediately regret it. That's your suppressed shadow breaking through. And this inner war starts in childhood. As kids, we are naturally wild, expressive, and honest. But society teaches us that some behaviors are wrong. Don't be so loud. Don't get angry. Don't cry. Don't draw attention to yourself. Slowly, we start cutting off parts of ourselves to be accepted. We learn to present only the side that people approve of, the persona. But what happens to everything we suppress? It does not just disappear. It turns into anxiety, depression, self-doubt. It creates a constant feeling that something is missing, that you are not really you. Jung warned us, the shadow, when ignored, becomes destructive. Think of a volcano. The pressure builds and builds beneath the surface. If it has no release, it eventually explodes. This is why people with perfect personas often struggle the most. They spend their lives repressing their true emotions, their flaws, their impulses. Then, one day, their shadow bursts out in the form of addiction, breakdowns, or self-sabotage. The more you suppress your shadow, the more it controls you. It shows up in relationships, why you keep attracting toxic partners, why you push people away, why you sabotage your own happiness. It shows up in your habits, why you procrastinate, why you lash out, why you feel empty even when you have it all. Your shadow is not your enemy. It's the part of you that's been exiled, screaming to be heard. And until you acknowledge it, you will never be free. So, how do you break free from the false identity you have been conditioned into? How do you discover the person you were meant to be before the world told you who to be? Jung called this process individuation, the journey of integrating your persona and shadow to become whole. This is not about becoming someone new. It's about reclaiming the parts of yourself that you have abandoned. Individuation is not easy. It requires deep self-reflection, honesty, and the courage to confront your darkness. But it is the only path to true self-awareness. Here's how you begin. Step 1. Observe your persona. Your persona is the version of you that interacts with the world. It's the mask you wear to be accepted by society, your family, your friends, and even yourself. But how much of it is really you? Take a moment and write down 5 words that describe how others see you. Are you seen as kind, intelligent, funny, responsible, hardworking? Now ask yourself, are these traits truly who I am, or just roles I play to fit in? For example, if people see you as nice, but deep down, you constantly suppress your real thoughts to avoid conflict, then nice is a persona trait, not your authentic self. If people see you as confident, but you secretly battle insecurity, your persona is masking a deeper struggle. Start paying attention to when you act differently in different situations. Do you become quieter around authority figures, more agreeable with friends, more serious at work? Your persona is not inherently bad. It helps you function in society. But when it becomes your entire identity, you lose touch with your true self. Once you recognize your persona, you can begin to uncover what it has been hiding. Step 2. Identify your shadow. If your persona is what you show the world, your shadow is what you hide. It's the part of you that contains all the emotions, desires, and impulses that you were taught to reject. And the easiest way to identify your shadow? Look at the people who irritate you the most. Make a list of traits that annoy you in others. Do you get frustrated by arrogance, cowardice, people who seek attention? Now ask yourself, why do these traits trigger me so much? Jung believed that the qualities we hate most in others are often reflections of the qualities we suppress in ourselves. If arrogance irritates you, is it because you suppress your own confidence? If cowardice frustrates you, is it because you avoid facing your own fears? If attention seekers annoy you, could it be that you secretly crave recognition, but don't allow yourself to seek it? Your shadow is not just your dark side. It contains your hidden strengths as well. A shy person might have a suppressed boldness waiting to be expressed. A people pleaser might have a buried assertiveness that needs to emerge. A passive person might have a repressed drive to take control of their own life. The traits you deny do not disappear. They manifest in unconscious ways, through anxiety, passive aggression, or even self-sabotage. To become whole, you must acknowledge these hidden parts of yourself. Step 3. Integrate the shadow. Embrace the uncomfortable. Once you have identified your shadow, the next step is integration. This means embracing what you've been avoiding and finding a healthy way to express it. Instead of denying your shadow, channel it. If you suppress anger, turn it into assertiveness. Learn to stand up for yourself and set boundaries. If you suppress ambition, allow yourself to strive for more. Stop pretending you don't care about success. If you fear failure, use it as fuel for action. Stop letting the fear of what might go wrong prevent you from trying. Jung himself faced his subconscious through active imagination, a process where he would engage with his shadow in deep inner dialogue. He would imagine speaking to the darker aspects of his mind, asking them what they wanted, why they existed, and how they could be integrated. You can do the same through journaling, meditation, or creative expression. Write a letter to your shadow. Ask it what it wants. Meditate on past moments where you felt deep emotions, anger, shame, jealousy. What were they trying to tell you? Channel your hidden traits into creativity, art, music, writing. Let them have a voice. The goal is not to eliminate the shadow, but to accept it as part of who you are. True power comes not from suppressing your darkness, but from learning to own it. Because when you stop fighting yourself, you finally become whole. For the next 24 hours, become a silent observer of your own life. Watch yourself, not as you want to be, but as you truly are. Notice the little moments when you fake a smile to be polite. The times you laugh at a joke that is not funny, just to fit in. The hesitation before you speak your mind, afraid of what others might think. Observe how often you change yourself to match your surroundings, at work, with friends, around family, and then ask yourself, who is really in control? Is it you, or is it the carefully constructed persona you have been taught to maintain? The process of individuation is not about discarding everything you have been. It's about stripping away what isn't truly you. It's about uncovering the person you were before the world told you who to be. Your real self has always been there, waiting beneath the layers of expectations, social conditioning, and unconscious fears. The question is, are you ready to meet them? Your journey starts now. Subscribe for more deep psychology insights.